Hello, this is your host Lakota Ravoc, and welcome back to Outworld Station. We're our lovely station in the Tau system in the asteroid belt 1, and we now need to go to a new location. There's our lovely zone map. It shows all of our mining stations and our hub. Now we need to go to our system map, and we have a new location unlocked. Titania. The cloud-packed atmosphere of the gas giant Titania provides easy access to hydrogen. That's going to help us a lot. Though aggressive local fauna may cause a problem to undefended stations. Now you can see this zone map is a pretty decent size. It's bigger than the asteroid belt. The enemy strength on the asteroid belt's a little smaller than on Titania. They're a little stronger, and things are going to get progressively harder. Now, sunlight power is much lower on Titania. It's much higher on the asteroid belt. And then it has cyclonic power. Now, cyclonic power is basically just wind generators, where in the asteroid belt, there is none. You see, we have 20 artifacts in Titania. We also have hydrogen and nitranium. Okay, and we're going to need that nitranium to process weapons later. So to create a new station, we're going to need nanoplating, reinforced frames, superconductors, and computers. So we need to pick those up and bring them over. So we've got some nanoplating. Let's grab a stack of that. Let's grab a stack of the reinforced frames, superconductors, and the computers. Now, one thing they did in this game recently on a new update was they changed your primary missions. So before we used to have multiple objectives in order to get to the next station level, it's now a tiered objectives panel. So we've already unlocked all these things from our play before, and we're at station level 7 now. So with our next objective, the photon tanker, we'll be able to achieve station level 7. So we kind of fast-tracked ourselves here. And if you look here back in the old ones, you'll see the basic manufacturing, station level 2, they're new tiers to the objectives. So they made it less of a grind and more of an objective-based system. So you complete small objectives and reach the station level and do that objective, and then you unlock the next tier. So we're fortunately at station level 7 objective now, and all we have to do is complete those photon tankers and have them fueled, and we'll upgrade our station level. We'll get asteroid belt 2. So we'll be able to go to a new asteroid belt, and we'll unlock the new resource, tungsten ore. Well, since we got all that accomplished, we're going to need to build a few things over here as well in our primary hub. Let's go ahead and unlock our gas giant here, Titania. Confirm the new station. Let's call that Lakota 2, and just hit enter. Here we are in Titania. So we're going to have to do the same thing we did before. We're going to have to build up a hub here, make resources, and transport those resources. So let's pull out our zone map, and you see it's much, much larger. We're going to have to explore all of this and unlock all the areas so that we can find all those artifacts and upgrade our stations. Now, unlocking a new station unlocks these little guys down here. Okay. So you can just hit F1 and F2 to go to each different station, which is really nice. So every time you unlock a new world, a new F1 key binding will show up. So I can literally just go F1, boom, and I'm back at the primary hub. F2, and I'm back at Titania. So real nice and handy. Easy for transporting items you might need to build. So that's something we are going to have to do, though. We're going to have to transport a bunch of stuff here to build. But let's take a quick look at Titania. You see here we've got big gas cloud underneath us, which is really cool. We've got these little floating plants, and those guys have nitranium in them. Now it says here volatile, explodes on impact. You got to be careful. We don't want to hit these. They will hurt. They've got these weird floating flying animals here. So like they got a jellyfish that will zap us. You can see right here. He's trying to get me. Oh, ow! He got me, and he stuns me. Do show that again. There it is. Does a little damage, but it's more just the stunning effect that's the pain. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, he got more accurate. They upgraded him. He used to be able to dodge those attacks. There we go. So we killed him, and we get a nitrium pod. This has 50 nitrium in it. We're going to collect that and bring that over. We're just going to put it inside our hub. Because we have nitranium here. Nitratium. I've been saying it wrong. Nitratium. Nitratium, whatever. We have nitratium already stored up, so we're just going to drop all that right in there. And you see there's also like fauna in the background. There's some cloud whales or something. I don't know what they are, but they're really cool looking. I like them. Now, if you look down below, you see there's this huge plant down here. There's a couple of these dotted on the map, which we'll have to harvest. when we get that ability unlocked. And then there's also, if I can find some, trying to find, there they are. They're dactyls. Oh, and they hurt. They hurt a lot. And they also drop those nitranium pods. Nitratium pods. Let's grab those. That hurt quite a bit. So we're not going to do that again for a little while. So with our hub, we now have new resources. So first we have the cyclone generator. These are going to produce power based on the wind that's created at the planet. So we're going to need some small engines for those. We now have a tug bay and a wormhole terminus. So the tug bays will collect ships from the shipyard for us and deposit them. The wormhole terminus, this will allow us to transport goods between our stations. So whatever we make at this station, we can transport to our main station. Now under resources, we also have the cloud miners. The cloud miners are going to help us collect hydrogen from the planet. And these are very, very handy. So we're going to need carbon nanotubes for those. Then we also added a fuel depot to our arsenal here. A fuel depot is going to help us fill up the ships with fuel. So we're going to have to make sure that this is protected because it is volatile. It will explode with damage, and that will destroy a large part of our hub if we're not careful. We also got these storage tanks which help hold water and gas. So these can also be destroyed. Let's go back to our main hub and let's pick some stuff up. First off, let's get a couple things of nanotubes here, some engines. We're going to need a few stacks of these hull platings and basic frames. Let's grab some posits while we're at it and some fiber optics. We're going to need a bunch of stuff. More nanoplating because that's going to be coming handy. And I think we're good for now. Okay, now with all that stuff in hand, we're going to go back and start getting this hub prepared. First off, let's go ahead and build our connectors. Just like before, we want to kind of make a square on all four sides of this hub. All right, we got our four sides done. The reason we're doing this is so we can build our wormhole terminuses inside these. As you see, they fit perfectly inside that 5x5 square. Now you see the arrows on there, they have an in and an out. I don't know why they didn't do them on opposing sides. It makes no sense. It's a little weird. You're gonna have to kind of figure this out. But we're gonna set this one here. And just like before, you can name these. So we're gonna go ahead and name this one Lakota 2 to Lakota 1. I see just after we name that, we got a warning that says we got an electromagnetic storm incoming. There are different hazards in each planet. Unfortunately with this one, electromagnetic storms disable your stations. So they can also stun you if you're in them. So we'll just stay here. This is the only location we have, so it's going to hit this hub. And here we go. So if you don't want to get disabled yourself, you just stay out of that green glob. I played a bit already, but so far I have not found something to keep you from getting disabled from these electromagnetic storms. So it's kind of a crapshoot. There you go. See, our wormhole terminus just got stunned. And it lasts about 15 seconds. So it's not a huge hindrance, but it is kind of annoying. Now just to show you on our terminus here, while this is going on, they have outputs for solids and then outputs for liquids and gas. So this is what's going to help us with our hydrogen. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and extend out another 5. No, we're going to extend out another 10. And we're going to add some of these cyclone generators. These are kind of like the fusion reactors. They can't go next to each other, so you have to spread them out a little bit. There we go. We got 10 cyclone generators out. And unfortunately with these guys, their power output is not consistent. It's all based on the wind strength. So we're going to need to put some energy storage down to help out. Now these are a temporary solution because eventually we're going to change this power network to use the hydrogen that's coming off the planet. But we need power now. And just to help out, we're going to put a couple of turrets on the end of this. And this way, if we get attacked, we'll be able to defend ourselves. All right, now we've got power up and running. We're going to start collecting. From here, we're going to extend out probably another 10. There we go. And under resources, we're going to grab these cloud miners. Now these guys are huge. They do take up a little bit of space on either side of them, but you can fit them every other connection. So we're going to get 5 down right now, but we're going to put 10 down here because we just need to get some more reinforced frames. We're going to be using a lot of materials. Now we're not going to go crazy because these guys use a lot of power. Right? Out of the 300 that we're producing, they're using 230 of it, along with our terminus, which uses 50 on its own. We'll just keep these guys going and harvesting. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually build a pipe network here. So like before, put pipe junctions every other spot. in line with them, and then connect the pipes to them, and then add a pipe junction right here. Okay, so now all the hydrogen that's coming into these cloud miners are going through these pipes. Now you see they collect 50 a minute. So right now we're collecting 250 a minute with these 5 miners. I'm going to add some pipe junctions around because we're going to eventually be building a power network over here. And then we want to add a couple here. Now I know I should do the full length, but I like breaking these up for some reason. I don't know. And then we're going to add a pipe junction here and here next to the inputs, as well as right here and here. We want all 4 of these inputs to be taken because each one of these inputs is each one of these numbers down here. So it does not fill all 4 of them up with one input. You have to literally put fluid in all 4 inputs. Pipe all that up. And now that that is connected, we're going to go back to our main hub. We're going to put the same wormhole terminus here. Let's rename this one. Oh, I've got a particle storm at the same time. Lakota 1 to Lakota 2. This way we know which terminus is going where. You see here's our Lakota 2 station terminus. So it's got the same designation name, it's just reversed. We're going to go ahead and connect those. And we're now receiving hydrogen. Look how fast that's coming in. So this is how we're going to be able to supply hydrogen to all of our bases so that we have a power network right there. Not every place is going to have water, and some are going to be very, very restricted on what they have. And Titania is going to be able to give us infinite power. I gotta admit, they did a really good job with the graphics. This looks really, really cool. Okay, so from here, because our ships now need to have fuel, we're going to have to add to this. So our shipyard's going to need a couple of things. First off, we're going to need a tug bay. Now we can't put it here. It's blocked. You need to keep space for your shipyard. So we're going to destroy the shipyard here, and we're just going to build ourselves a little shipyard platform. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our shipyard back. Now that we have a little extension there, we're going to need a fuel depot. So that's going to get connected here. And then our tug bay is going to go right there. Okay, so this tug bay is now going to collect the ships that are crafted, move them over to our fuel depot, and then after they're filled, move them out into open space. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to add a storage tank right here for the fuel. And then we're going to connect some connectors down the side. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to move these defense turrets, but that's all right. We're going to have them on the outside of this. So now that's it's got a little bit of defense because we really need to protect the fuel depot and the storage tank. Otherwise, they're just going to explode and destroy everything we got over here. Okay, now that we have this all connected, we're going to lay down some pipe junctions like before, one at each terminus output, and then connecting all the way back to our storage tank. So pipe these up real quick, and connect our fuel depot with the pipes. So now our tank's going to start storing up extra fuel, and our fuel depot is going to get an input of hydrogen as well, so that when we make the ships, they're going to come over here, and they're going to get fueled up. We've got more than enough fuel going in, because, I mean, damn, it's a lot coming into our wormhole. What? The next thing we need to do is we need to link our tug bay with the shipyard and the fuel depot. So you hit your links, click on the shipyard, and then the fuel bay, and then from the fuel bay, out into open space. Now, here's the fun thing is you can put as many of these as you want. So we're just going to put a bunch. Each one of these squares holds so many ships. We're going to put down 9 to begin with. So now our tug bay will put them in these spaces after it picks them up from the fuel depot. Now, real quick, let's just take a look at what we need for those photon tankers. We're going to need nanoplating, reinforced frames, computers, small engines, and a new thing, small fuel tanks. So we're going to start building these small fuel tanks. So a small fuel tank takes 18 a minute of the nanoplating and 24 a minute of molecular bonding. Well, molecular bonding is already taken care of. Nanoplating gets made at 5 a minute, so we're going to need 4 of these fabricators just to supply our fuel tanks. Go ahead and build a protection chain over here. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put that fabricator right here in the middle. That's going to be for our small fuel tanks. And on either side of it, we're going to put 2 fabricators for nanoplating and 2 matter printers for hull plating. This is going to get costly. All right, so we've got matter printers making hull plating. going into fabricators, making the nanoplating, and those fabricators are going to the last fabricator, which is making us the fuel tanks. And those fuel tanks are going into our storage right over here. It's going to be very resource heavy, but thankfully we have a lot of titanium coming in and a lot of molecular bonding coming in. And we have a lot on reserve as well. These freighter docks are filled with resources. Now, if you notice, I did something to these freighter docks here. I optimized their outputs so that they'd get 6 units of glass fiber in and 3 units of molecular bonding. I did the same thing with their freighters, so they'd carry 4 units and 2. This way, they're not overwhelming themselves and getting overstocked with one particular item. It makes it more efficient, and this way you don't need multiple freighters going back and forth. Downfall is if they don't unload something, they can't go back for the other resource. So you can either do it this way, or what we're going to do is we're going to build new freighter docks and make it so that they're separating the bonding and the glass fibers. We're going to add additional freighter docks here and here. It's going to be called bonding 1 and bonding 2. Add a freighter to each one of these guys. Now at our silica mines, we're going to actually separate our bonding from our glass fibers. We can build a new transport dock on the opposite side of it, destroy the link for the bonding, and moving it to the other freighter. Now this freighter should only be getting the molecular bonding. Let's name this one bonding 2 because it's a little farther. Head off to our other one real quick. Do the same thing on this side. It is a little more manageable doing this versus separating the freighter's inventory. Having dedicated freighters is a much better way to go. But it's not practical to have one miner of silica just bonding because it produces so much faster than glass fiber. It's better to separate them. Another thing we can do is we can upgrade our miners so that their output's 100% more. I don't want to do that just yet, but I am going to do that to all of our miners. The more resources, the better. Go back to our hub and fix everything up real quick. And let's send these freighters on their way. And that should take care of everything. All right, now we have dedicated freighters for bonding as well as the glass fiber. Going to be a little more organized with that, even though we have tons of bonding. Our glass fiber has been taking kind of a hit because the freighters aren't moving back and forth as frequently. And we're already making ourselves some fuel tanks, so that's splendid. So now we got this organized. Let's go ahead and start our shipyard up. We need 25 photon tankers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let them go ahead and start building that stuff. And we're going to go back to Titania, and we're going to go ahead and start making ourselves a power network and a supply chain up there. What we're going to do next, we're going to build 5 more of these cloud miners for the other edge. There we go. Now we're going to do something a little unusual. We're not going to connect it to the same network. We're actually going to put junctions above the other ones. The nice thing about these junctions is that they can be stacked, and you can actually put more layers on top and connect the individual pieces above it. So we can put a different supply chain above here. And now that we got these new cloud miners routed over this way down to this bottom section, we're going to set up some fusion reactors over here. These are very costly, so we're going to have to go get some more materials, but it's a good start. Get that first one hooked up, and it should start receiving materials any moment, just like that. Now we are a little overburdened, so we're going to shut down some of our miners real quick, just to help with some of the power needs. And make one little addition. Whatever doesn't go down this line, we're going to put as a backup here. We're going to add a pipe from the below to the top, and it's going to add that resource into it as well. It'll be giving us more than enough to power up. Yeah, we got 4 generators working right now. They're currently making, with those wind turbines, 900 megawatts an hour. Now they use 12 hydrogen a minute to produce the power that they're making. And we've got 250 plus 250 when it's not being sent over. So that's 500 a minute going to these turbines. That's more than enough. And we've already got 8 photon tankers built. That's really good. They're all fueled up. Now we just got to make some more of these and power this network up. And let's just add some defense turrets on the end here. Help protect them. And we should be good. This is just the start of a larger build. we'll need to put a couple more defense turrets on this side, but for right now, I think we're doing okay. And as these fusion reactors get filled with hydrogen, they'll push the hydrogen to the next one, and so forth and so on. They'll only take what they actually need. Eventually, we'll make more fusion generators as we need, but this should be enough to power the base. It's going to be a smaller base build. We're not going to need as much out of it. So while they're building those photon tankers for us, I'm just going to go ahead and explore this map, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
1 hour later.
All right, I am back. We've completely cleared the map out. As you can see, it is massive. A lot bigger than the other one. We've got 3 nodes that are our resource. We have one fully due west, one just east northeast, and one exactly northwest of us. Those are the 3 nodes we're going to need to start harvesting, but we don't have the harvesters yet for that. We have to do a few more missions to get there. Now these little gray dots, these are actually floating platforms we can take down and collect some resources off of. And the little yellow hexagons, those are derelict ships and other things that we can actually unlock to get our artifacts and other resources. We're going to see what these need, and there's going to be some that are going to be higher grade materials, which we should be able to find dotted about the map, which is great. So we'll get these resources collected and start making our way around this map and collecting all these upgrade points. Before we do that, we have to have a few artifact analyzers here. We're going to plop a couple right here. Get 3 of them running so that when we collect, we can just drop them and they can keep analyzing regularly. I think that's something we'll wait for on the next one. We'll go hunting for those artifacts. Let's go back to first station and wait on those photon tankers we built. We got 7 left. Now you can see our tankers are all just lined up over here. Our tug bay's been putting them out for us, which is great. Since we're here, there we go. There's the tug picking up the tanker, moving it over to get it fueled up. And that fuels up pretty quick from what I remember. Once it's fueled up, there he goes back. He will pick it up from there and place it in the queue. There we go. That's the next one up. So we'll just wait for those to get built. And when the last one comes up, we will come back. And I think that'll be it for the day. We'll see you in a few minutes.
A few moments later.
Good. The last tanker is being filled and put in place. Like always, let's say goodbye to these guys. Y'all have a good flight.
Bye, have a great time.
That gave us station level 7. We can now go to asteroid belt 2. We can get tungsten ore. This here asteroid belt 2 will give us new resource types, which is the tungsten. So now we get to select an objective. We have alloy production, advanced ship construction, bioextractor, enhanced logistics, and station level 8. Alloy production, we have to supply nanoplating and reinforced frames. And we'll get a plasma forge, tungsten bars, and super alloy bars. For advanced ship construction, we'll need super alloy and reinforced frames. And we'll get a neutron explorer, a strato shuttle, small arrow wings, and small scramjets. For the bioextractor, we'll have to supply super alloy and nitratium, and we'll get the bioextractor. To complete enhanced logistics, we'll need super alloy and computers. And for that, we'll get the freighter dock Mark II and the freighter Mark II. And for station level 8, we'll need to supply neutron explorers and stratus shuttles. And we'll upgrade our level and we will get the new planet Glacialis, and we'll be able to harvest the ice rings. For advanced ship construction, bioextractor, and enhanced logistics, we have to have alloy production unlocked. And do station level 8, we have to have the advanced ship construction unlocked. So technically, we only need to do 2, but we're going to do all 4. We're going to go ahead and do the alloy production, select that objective. So we have to make 100 nanoplating and 50 reinforced frames. Pretty simple. Considering we've already got more than enough nanoplating and we're replenishing our reinforced frames reserves right now. So I'm going to let this run and let them build up some resources. And we'll leave you at our new planet, Titania. That just looks kind of cool, that background with all the clouds and everything. But we're going to leave you here. Thank you for coming down and watching. This is going to be Lakota Ravoc signing off. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. What was that? You're welcome, buddy.